Hello everyone, I'm Autobot1000, it's Friday and it's time for 5 awesome Transformer guys. So, topic this week is characters, characterizations, favourite characters you hate the most. So, start from the top with characters, well, my most favourite character. This guy. I remember my first Transformer memory is as a kid. I watched Transformers the movie with my cousin, and I vaguely remember the first thing asking my mum for straight afterwards was, "Can I have a Hot Rod toy?" Not those exact words, but you get the general drift. After that, he's just been my favourite character. From that, I have learned new characters. I've gone to like other characters from that. I wasn't a big Prime fan to start off with, but as time grew and I got to know him better, I do like Prime as well. He is in my top 5 favourite characters. Beforehand, he wasn't. So it's been a development with Prime, but he will always be Man of War. He's the Transformer that got me into Transformers. Character I hate or dislike. I think they're both too strong of a word. I don't like the word hate or dislike because I don't think there are any characters I genuinely hate or dislike. Yeah, it's definitely too strong a word. I think the best way I could describe it would be characters I don't give two hoots about. Characters that aren't in the fiction. Characters of toys that I didn't own as a child. Characters I never read about. For example, I remember one of the very few comics I had as a child was City of Fear. So I like characters such as Broadside, Springer, the rest of the Wreckers, Flywheels, etc, etc. The characters that were in that comic book I grew up with. I read it for a long time. It was a long Transformer comic I had, so it was read repeatedly. So I grew to like those characters. So, I mean, I'll give you a great example. I think it's got to be. You can't. It's a character you see a lot, or you've seen the characterization grow on. So, a character you've never seen before. So let's just say, for sake of argument, you have never seen RID. You would not know who the heck Skybite is. Well, you might know who he is, but you wouldn't really care in the bot concept. However, if you've seen Skybite, if you've seen RID, you know who Skybite is, and you're wondering, well, what's he doing in the bot concept, but that's something completely different. Good example. Last Stand of the Wreckers. If you haven't read this, I suggest you do, because it is an awesome series, but that's something for me to go into another time. Last Stand of the Wreckers introduced four characters that hadn't seen much limelight. Probably about one. I think Guzzle saw quite a bit of limelight, but not as much as other characters in it. Trying to remember the names off the top of my head, I can't. Rotorstorm, Pyro, Iron Fist. Beforehand, before I started reading Last Stand of the Wreckers, I didn't really care about these characters. I knew nothing about them. I owned no toys. I owned the Guzzle, that was it. But again, going back to City of Fear, Guzzle was in City of Fear, so I knew who Guzzle was. So I really didn't care about the other three. I knew nothing about them. However, it's got to the end of the series now. I'm going to try not to spoil it for anyone who hasn't read it. And all I can say is I do like the characters now. that's probably just good writing on Roche's part. Again, good storytelling on Roche's part, and I can't remember the name of the other guy. So I think the fiction, such as the comics or the cartoons, has a lot to do with how you see a character. So it's if you've seen the character quite a lot, if a lot has been put into that character, for example, Simon Furman is obviously a Grimlock fan, so he's done a lot of work on Grimlock, so he is liked quite a lot by lots of fans out there. Some fans, you know, sick of seeing him, but at the end of the day he's still a liked character, just because so much has been put into him. I think same again, Optimus Prime, quite a lot of the original Autobots and Decepticons, a lot was put into them, so there's a handful, like the few of the mini-bots that you rarely saw anything of, that no one really cares about. But your main characters from that, you know, got a lot of screen time, I got a lot of comic time, so you got to see a lot of them growing up. I know this is no good if you weren't watching our comics or watching the cartoons or reading the comics when you were a kid like me, but this is just my opinion. So these are the characters that I grew up with, I read about. I don't know if I remember rightly, the first comic I got was, can't remember the name of the story, but it was the one where Cloudbreaker got his head cut off by that woman. Again, can't remember her name. But that was the first comic I picked up. So the Pretenders, a lot of people, it's looked back fondly on now, but the Pretenders are like, you know, back then it was like Pretenders, it's a shell that goes around a Transformer toy, and I don't think they went down well at the time. However, it is something that I was first introduced to, so I did enjoy I did like the Pretenders because I was introduced to it in the beginning. So it's all about what you, I think, enjoying it, whether you like a character, it's all about what you've seen them do. If you've never seen, well, hard enough not to see it, but if you've never seen Bumblebee, you're not going to know anything about that character, so you're not really going to care. It's all about if you've seen that character. I mean, you can see a character and just go, you know what, I totally can't stand that character. But personally, I've never done that. I've never looked at a character and gone, you know what, I don't like him. So, yeah, that's me wrapping it up. I can't think of anything else, my mind has gone completely blank. So that's it from me. Repellent Found Dead should be on Monday. Hopefully we'll be drinking a bit less this weekend. Happy birthday, by the way, for last week, even though it's a bit late. Then there'll be Calo Prime on Tuesday, and then back to Team Decepticon on Wednesday, and Figure Death on Tuesday. So, and I'll catch you next week.